मैम आप लाइव है।
Okay, okay, thank you. So, good afternoon, class. I hope you are here. I can see only two attendants apart from me today right now. Should I wait for the others to join? You all will have to keep talking to me through the chat, the meetings, the question answers and everything. The question answer like we did last time. And you'll have to communicate with me because I can't see you and there is no other way to communicate with you for me. Hello, Virender sir. Are you here?
यस मैम।
मुझे क्वेश्चंस थे like is there a way I can see my students because मेरी स्क्रीन पे कुछ आता नहीं है.
मैम आपके चैट के वो तीन ऊपर कर्सर करेंगे ना, क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स वाला होता है,
हाँ हाँ.
उस पे क्लिक कीजिए। वहाँ पे आप बच्चे को अनाउंसमेंट भी कर सकते हैं और बच्चा आपको क्वेश्चन करेगा तो वो उसमें आएगा। ठीक है मैम?
अच्छा वही तरीका है ना? There is
जी
no
जी,
other way.
नो वे।
Okay. Okay, so I can see like the others are joining. Like I have 5 students right now. Is that correct? 4, 5
यस,
students.
सिक्स
Okay.
सिक्स सिक्स
6.
अटेंडेंस। जी
Actually, 6 attendees. It's apart
जी।
from you and me. Okay.
नो नो नो।
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for clarifying.
ओके।
Good afternoon, everyone. I will be taking, I will be following up the previous classes lesson, which is on language of communication this time. Should we wait for the others to join us or should we start? Only way of us communicating again is the question answer portal that we have on this Microsoft chat. So please let me know. Today's class I've planned something very fun for all of you. I've decided that I will be teaching you a little bit of sign language, and I learned it from a friend who is a sign language instructor, and this is the language how you can speak to somebody who is I mean audio audio impaired. So yeah, I'm going to ask you to please keep writing to me question and answers. May yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yeah, I understand. Shall we go ahead or whatever? Don't worry, I can't read your names or anything, but that's the only way for us to communicate. Should we wait two more minutes for the rest of the students to join? I have 14 students. Where are rest of your classmates? If you have any numbers or any WhatsApp messages, any group of yours, then please send message that tell them Isha ma'am is calling for English. My syllabus apparently is so oral and so easy that I want you guys done with it in the classes itself. So you do not have to spend any time others say revising and making notes or anything like that. So make sure you join my class. Okay, let's begin. The others can keep joining us later. Okay, 2-5, I'm beginning my lesson. If there are means to text, call any of your other classmates who are willing to join, please let me know. And otherwise, just tell them that the class is started. I will be discussing the language of communication. That is your unit 2 in AECC, which is your ability and enhancement compulsory course. Today we are on lesson 2. अगेन वेरी इजी, वेरी कम्युनिकेटिव, ओरली समझ लो, बहुत आसान लेसन है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी. जो डाउट्स हैं, जो क्वेश्चंस है, उसी टाइम पे बिल्कुल अर्जेंटली क्वेश्चन आंसर्स राउंड, क्वेश्चन आंसर लाइक दैट पोर्टल में, in that bar, keep writing to me, I will keep clarifying, and in the end I will be giving important. If you have your notebooks in front of you, notebook and pen, keep a notebook and pen in front of you so you can jot down important points that I'm speaking. And yeah, let's go like that. So I'm starting this with 20 attendees right now. Not bad. Okay. So the lesson 2, the title of the lesson is language of communication. Secondly, I mean, before starting again, I want to gently remind you that your course material in SOL ka jo hai on the website that is for your course is so far the most easiest, most comprehensive, and most informative course material that exists out there ever. You do not need to buy any other external notebooks, guides, जो पेपर मार्क करने वाली होती हैं, वो you don't need to buy anything if you are going to read this thoroughly. There is nothing else required, not especially in my course, and I speak for the whole English course also. Like your lessons and your teachers are everything super nice, so you do not have to worry about any of that. Now let's begin with my lesson, which is language of communication. Now, लैंग्वेज ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन, लैंग्वेज, हम जिस भाषा में, जिस मीडियम में बात कर रहे हैं. इफ आई एम स्पीकिंग इंग्लिश ओवर हियर, the medium that we are speaking through, which is your the Microsoft Teams, the app, and the like the video conferencing through it, and all of you in the English semester 2 classroom needs to have the same language, which means we all three need to comprehend this language for our meaning to get through each other, which means this is the only prerequisite for us to be able to sit here and talk and communicate our thoughts and knowledge with each other. Language is the first thing. It is the first symbolic system. Write that down. Language is the symbolic system. एक हल्का सा फुल्का सा ऐसा, just make a note over there, okay? Now, there are so many levels at which the communication takes place. I'm only going to summarize your chapters in the book. So just listen to me. You can read and remind and learn and jot down and everything later. Okay. What is the level? At how many levels do this communication occur? First, extra personal. What is extra personal communication? When you are speaking to a non-human being or non-human entity, say you are speaking to your pets, to your cat, to your dog, to your rabbit, to, if you're speaking to your some people like to speak to their, especially students and young children, they speak to their dolls and their toys and their stuffed toys. They name them and everything, and they communicate with them. Some people like to speak to the plants. They talk to the plants a lot, and as a way of communicating. This kind of communication is called extrapersonal. Okay. Second, intrapersonal. Intrapersonal is when I am speaking to parts or the higher intelligence inside of me. जब सारा communication मुझसे और मेरे तक ही हो रहा है, मेरे अंदर ही हो रहा है, that's intrapersonal. Okay? Yes, like to your mind, to your soul, if you may so, to your heart, like having a heart-to-heart conversation with my own self. That is a intrapersonal communication. Third point, interpersonal communication, which means when I am speaking to another person out there, and that is a personal communication, which is, you mean the conversation only meant for them, not for anybody outside. Say having a personal communication with your girlfriend/boyfriend or a friend or a parent for that matter, where your audience of that communication is only that person, interpersonal relationship. Organizational relationship. When you are in an organization and you speak as a part of conveying a message through that and for that organization. Say we are working. Say one colleague passes some important information to be given to the other colleague and it's going through me. So I receive that message and then aage jaake I pass that message. That's an organizational communication. Okay. Internal operational or external operational. Internal operational is when I am speaking to within my organization. Okay. And external organizational is when I am speaking to outside of this organization. Very basic example. We are in SOL, School of Open Learning, which is a segment of Delhi University, right? Any communication that I'm having with you is an internal organizational communication, right? I am a teacher of SOL. Now, if I, of DU. Now, if I go and speak to another person from the Jamia or say, JNU, like a very similar institution like ours, that is going to be an external organizational communication. Am I clear? Yes, no? Okay. Third is personal organization. Say I am here in this organizational, but I choose to have a personal communication with another person in this organization. We are both part of SOL, but I am having another. Say you are speaking to another student in the same class. So you're part of the same organization, but you're having a personal communication, like anything informal, anything that, oh, you know, this subject is bakwas, or that teacher is nice, or she is crap, or anything, or I don't understand this, or how you're doing this. Whatever is your personal communication. When you make friends in an organization, when you become friends in school, in colleges, that's your personal organizational behavior level of communication. Okay. And last part, the fourth one, which is fifth, we did 5. Fifth is when I am speaking to the masses, that is mass communication. Either through any medium, any channel, whatever I'm sharing, either I'm sharing a knowledge or a movie or an entertainment, whatever is the source or the reason of communication. अगर बहुत सारे लोगों से वो बात की गई है तो mass communication. One example, if I am sitting in this class in a teacher's place and there are 24 attendees in my class, and what am I sharing is for benefit of all of, like, the knowledge that needs to be shared with all of you. This is a mass communication. Getting it? Quickly revising this one bit. Levels of communication. 1, लिख लो अगर नहीं लिखा है तो just jot down the points so you'll always remember. Interpersonal, intrapersonal, extrapersonal. ये 3 तो inter, intra, extra तुमको याद रह जाएंगे, right? Organizational is of 4 kinds. 3 kinds. कौन सा? Internal, external, and personal. Getting it? Please keep saying yes, no in the question answer round, no, so I'll understand you're comprehending me. And the fifth type of level of communication is mass communication, when it's meant for the masses. Done. बस इतना ही है. याद रहेगा? I can't see any yes, no, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Please keep sharing. Okay, never mind. I'll move forward. Now, the types of communication. There are 3 types of communication और 3 dichotomies कह लो या 6 कह लो. ठीक है, dichotomy होती है जब मैं 1-2 का थोड़ा question वो बनाती हूँ, category बनाती हूँ. So say formal and informal communication. What is formal and informal? You all know. Formal, जो formally बात कही जाती है in an organizational behavior, from with a hierarchy, with a purpose of knowledge and everything. That's formal communication. When you write a letter to your principal, that's a formal letter. Informal is when you're speaking or when you're communicating with your family, your friends, your relationship partners. That's your personal. With your friends especially, that's your personal, I mean informal communication. Second, verbal and non-verbal. Verbal means जो बोल के कहा जाता है या शब्दों का इस्तेमाल जिसमें होता है उसे verbal कहते हैं. और नॉन वर्बल वो है जिसमें शब्दों का या भाषा का कोई इस्तेमाल नहीं होता है. Where the language, the communication, where words are either spoken, written, or communicated through words is a verbal communication. And non-verbal is when there are no communication, no words are used. मतलब भाषा is redundant category, and I will not be using the language that you know or I know, which is like in this case Hindi and English, in communicating the meaning. Now, वर्बल के दो पार्ट्स होते हैं, ओरल एंड रिटन. और वर्बल लिखी भी जा सकती है, बोली भी जा सकती है, जिसको आप हिंदी में क्या बोलते हो, लिखित और मौखिक बोलते हो ना, यू रिमेम्बर? ओके. Oral and written, which is either it's spoken or said either on phone, and your written is when you're writing a letter, when you're writing your answers in your class, or when you're like sending a text message, when sending a WhatsApp message. That is also a written form of communication. Okay, both are in verbal category. Non-verbal के कितने parts होते हैं? एक second. 1 2 3 4 5 6 parts. Right number 1 2 3 4 5 6. Non-verbal की 6 categories होती हैं that I will be talking about. लिखा? $25 attendees, एक तो बोल दो yes no. It's ironical that I'm teaching you communication and you guys are not communicating with me. I can't, if you've sent any message, yes, no, ma'am, anything, I have not received anything. So our communication is failing. I'm gonna wait till some of you say yes, no, we understand, we don't understand, whatever. Guys, is anyone around? There are like 29 people here right now. At least one of you tell me that yes, no, whatever. No? But I'm teaching communication. If you don't communicate with me, how will I teach? This is the only way. You have to write me. Yes, no, anything. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Nahi? Okay, I'll just like assume it's a technical glitch that I'm not receiving your messages and I will move forward. Okay. Verbal communication के दो parts बताए हैं, written and oral, right? ये लिख लिया 1 2 करके. Okay. Non-verbal के 6 parts हैं. First, kinesics. What is kinesics? कल बताया था, कल नहीं, sorry, first को. Kinesics is a form of communication जिसमें words use नहीं होते हैं, which means impression, expression, dressing sense, vibe, energy, body language, posture, and everything else. whatever is that communicating, that is the kinesics. It is also a form of communication. Minimum meaning ही समझाते हैं ये चीजें, लेकिन they are always communicative. First example, if I am sitting here in an upright position, if I am sitting formally in front of you all, that is telling you that I am invested in this class. I am paying full attention to you all. Whereas some students, because camera off होता है, so I'm sure some of you are lying on your bed ऐसे करके, फोन दूर है या वीडियो ऑफ है या ऐसे टेढ़े मेढ़े पड़े हुए या सोफे पे या यू आर विदाउट योर, which shows your, which tells me like I know I can't see right now, but it tells me how serious or how invested you are in this communication. Am I right? This is also a form of communication. Say if I go to an interview and there is a jury, the selection committee sitting in front of me, और वो आपस में बातें कर रहे हो, ऐसे ऐसे अपनी चेयर घुमा रहे हो धीरे धीरे, एक बात कर रहा हो, एक जूस पी रहा हो, एक बोल रहा हो कि खाने का कुछ ले आओ एंड एवरीथिंग. Suddenly when I enter that room without them communicating anything with me, that is going to send me a wrong signal. That is going to tell me that I am not important here, or these people are not doing their job properly. Am I right? This is kinesics. When I enter a showroom and the showroom staff, when I'm in the mall or something, in a shop or something, when I enter as a customer, and the showroom staff is attentive and they have like their hands at the back, and without saying they greet me like this, that please welcome. And it also means that if you need help with any of our stuff, I am around here. Okay, you can ask me the price, you can ask me the size or whatever. That is also a communication. बट अगर मैं एंटर करूं और जो सेल्स पर्सन है वो अपने फोन में कुछ देख रहा है, या उसका फोन में कुछ तो गेम आया और वो सडनली बोल रहा है यस लाइक आई वांट समथिंग लाइक दैट, इन इज लॉस्ट, suddenly that is going to make me very angry, right? That's going to be like, what a bad shop is this, what a bad brand is this, and who does this, like isn't he a sales person? चाहे मुझे उसकी हेल्प चाहिए चाहे नहीं चाहिए, मुझे अटेंशन में उसको देखना है क्योंकि मैं वहां पे कस्टमर हूँ, राइट? So what our body language tells, what our mind tells, what our eyes tell, that is kinesics. Okay, now write five kinesics के आगे 5 dots डाल दो. 5 ways how you can determine the communication through kinesics. 1, appearance. पर्सन की अपीयरेंस उसके बारे में बहुत कुछ बता देती है. उसका बैकग्राउंड, आर दे इन अ गुड मूड और अ बैड मूड, वेयर आर दे कमिंग फ्रॉम, व्हाट इज द पर्पस. अगर हमारे बीच में हम क्लास ले रहे हैं, से फिजिकल क्लास होती है, ठीक है, आप लोग बेंचेस पे बैठे होते हैं, मैं सामने टेबल पे होती, एंड द मैन एंटर्स इन सूट टाई एंड अ ब्रीफ केस, इट्स क्लियर कि वो स्टूडेंट नहीं है, ठीक है, राइट? नाउ आई एम अ टीचर, मेरे लिए भी वो फॉर्मल है. Now I'm assuming that either they are from the admin or it's the principal of the college. Am I right? Because he's very well suited. So हमें उसके सिर्फ पहनावे ने बता दिया, अपीयरेंस ने बता दिया कि वो कुछ बड़ी पावर में है. स्टूडेंट तो नहीं है पक्का, पियोन भी नहीं होगा अगर सूट और टाई पहन के आया है, ठीक है. और अगर क्या बोलते स्टूडेंट का कोई रिश्तेदार, कोई फ्रेंड, कोई साइड पर्सन भी नहीं होगा, मेरी असिस्टेंट भी नहीं होगी, टीचिंग असिस्टेंट भी नहीं होगी, सूट पहन के आया तो. So this is a communication form. Right? This is why we always say that you have to dress very appropriately wherever you go. This is why we ask अच्छा कौन आएगा. You do that, right? When you're going for some occasion or something like that, you're always like, okay, who all will be there, where is the function, at what time is the party, right? You all do this mental calculation, then you pick something from your wardrobe to put it on. You're always appropriately dressed because we plan our outfits because for the occasion. Am I right? So say if I am going to teach a class, but if I was wearing a lehenga, it wouldn't be appropriate, right? It's like, ma'am, this is a class. You will also be like that, ma'am. Why are you so overdressed? It's only a class. It's not a wedding. Now that's appearance. Second is posture. I already gave you an example. I am sitting upright position. Some of you, I am 100% sure, late wait के टेढ़े मेढ़े होके दिख रहे हो, ठीक है? That's a communication between us. Third, gesture. इशारे. Gesture means इशारे. GESTURE. इशारे क्या होते हैं? सबको समझ आते हैं? when you're sitting next to your friend and without speaking, she and you have a communication like आंखों आंखों में बातें, right? That's the gestures. That's the sign that you communicated between each other, where you didn't have to speak, and the right correct meaning was conveyed. Facial expression, again the same thing. Like whatever is a facial expression, like large right here, I can't even begin to do the facial expression in this class. Last is eye contact. When we are looking at some person और हम उनको आंखों में देख के समझा देते हैं कि are you understanding, and this is what I'm saying, and they understand. That is a communication. 5 types of kinesics. Clear? Appearance, posture, gesture, facial expression, and eye contact. Next, proxemics. ये लास्ट वाली क्लास में भी कराया था, तो आज सिर्फ रिपीट एंड रिवाइज कर रही हूँ. सो रिलैक्स. There's nothing new in this, but these 2 chapters are like very, very interconnected because this one is slightly in depth with what we did in the previous class. So I'm just gonna like lightly revise it for you all. Also, just gently reminding you again that I have not received any message in the live event question answer. So if you're sending me anything, let me know and tell me why it's not here, why it's not working. Okay, moving forward. Proxemics, जब हम बात कर रहे हैं और उस पर्सन और हमारे बीच में जो स्पेस है, जो डिस्टेंस है, वो हमें बहुत सारी चीजें समझा देती है, वो बहुत सारी चीजें दर्शाती है, बहुत सारी चीजें को point towards a lot of things between us. Okay, first proxemics के भी 1 2 3 4 पार्ट्स है. 1 2 3 4 डॉट 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 करके लिख लो साइड में. Yeah, intimate communication. What is intimate communication? Extremely personal, which means that you are either having with your partner, that is a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or if you're in a close relationship, or your husband or wife, right? That is when intimate communication is happening. Your distance with the other person is going to be about 18 inches, which is 1.5 feet के अंदर आप जहां से हो वहां से 1.5 feet इंक्लूड करोगे. अगर इस डिस्टेंस के अंदर कोई पर्सन आता है तो वो आपका इंटीमेट रिलेशनशिप है, इंटीमेट कम्युनिकेशन है. ओके, ये लिख लो 1.5 feet और 18 inches. सेकेंड, पर्सनल. 18 से थोड़ा सा बात, मतलब like you know like very close person, a friend or a family or something, but a little further from the intimate relationship, which means 18 feet to 40 feet. Oh, sorry, 18 inches to 40. No, wait. It's 1.5 to 4 feet. That's your personal. लिख लो. I'll wait. Third, social relationship, which means that आप सोशली एक बड़े ग्रुप में बात कर रहे हो या फ्रेंड्स की ग्रुप में बात कर रहे हो, तो इतने पास तो ऑब्वियसली चिपक के बात नहीं करोगे, थोड़ा इतना पास भी नहीं होंगे. 3-4 लोग खड़े हुए हैं, ठीक है. सो नाउ यू आर एट 4 feet to 12 feet. से यू आर स्पीकिंग टू योर क्लासमेट्स, 4 feet to 12 feet में सब आ जाएंगे, राइट? या. फोर्थ, पब्लिक. 12 feet to 25 feet. Say somebody is giving a speech. Say principal has entered your class and giving an instruction to all of you. थोड़ा दूर हट के बात करेंगे. He will not, the principal, he, will not enter your close group of friends, right? बीच में आके बात नहीं करेंगे. They will be at the enter. You all will pay attention. You will all greet them. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. And then they will start with their message. 12 feet to distance क्या होगा? 12 feet to 25 feet. अब इस distance में is a social distance. This is where the police will also talk to you. or say it's a function in a society, a occasion in your society will talk to. A marriage, people in marriage, like something, a wedding is happening, that will also talk. Even the prime minister who is giving a lecture and you all are there on the Republic Day parade or something, 25 feet ka distance to minimum hoga hi hoga. Okay. Should I repeat? Intimate, 1.5 feet. Personal, 1.5 to 4 feet. Social, 4 feet to 12 feet. And public, 12 to 25 feet. 4. Proxemics. Now, chronemics. Third of non-verbal communication. Chronemics is when the given time decide or tells what is it about here, like the communication. मैं तुम्हें कितना टाइम दे रही हूँ, तुम मुझे कितना टाइम दे रहे हो, वो टाइम एक दूसरे को इम्पोर्टेंस बताता है अबाउट द कम्युनिकेशन, राइट. एंड जब ये टाइम दिया जाता है कि हाँ, I have spared an evening for you, let's go out. This communicates that the other person cares for you or has taken out time for the relationship or whatever. That is also a form of communication when the other person takes out time, and the form of the communication is called chronemics. Okay, CHRONIMICS. कितने हो गए? 1 2 3 4. Yeah, fourth is haptic. When the communication is communicated, when the things are communicated through touch, not through words. Touch, like physical touch, physical closeness, any kind of physical touch. Either it's a slap, or it's a kiss, or it's a hug, or any other thing. It's haptic. Fifth, paralanguage. What is paralanguage? जब language के साथ, language तो मैं बोल रही हूँ, right? मेरे शब्द जो मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ, the words that I'm using to convey a meaning. When they are used, but there are other elements also to this speech, is called paralanguage, which means my volume. Was I very loud, or was I very, very whispering stage? Was it loud and clear to people, to people and to everyone in this room? Or was it just like, like a whisper, like, so that is one of the paralanguage. Volume, स्पीड, क्या बहुत जल्दी जल्दी बोल दिया या धीरे धीरे रुक के बोला है. पॉज, कहाँ बोला, कहाँ रुका. मेरी स्पीच में पॉज कहाँ आता है? जब मैं एक पॉइंट खत्म कर देती हूँ, जब मैं एग्जाम्पल शुरू करती हूँ, जब मैं एग्जाम्पल खत्म करती हूँ, जब मैं नेक्स्ट पॉइंट बोलने लगती हूँ, ये पॉज आते हैं, राइट. दैट इज ऑल्सो अ काइंड ऑफ लैंग्वेज, नॉन वर्बल लैंग्वेज. स्ट्रेस, कौन से वर्ड पे स्ट्रेस किया गया है? ध्यान से सुनो, सारे यहीं पे क्लियर हो जाएंगे पॉइंट्स. कौन से वर्ड पे ज्यादा स्ट्रेस किया गया है? दैट. इन्फ्लेक्शन, व्हाट इज इन्फ्लेक्शन? क्या मीनिंग आता है? क्लियर? जो मीनिंग आता है उसको इन्फ्लेक्शन कहते हैं. नॉन फ्लुएंसेस, जब मैं बात करते हुए बीच में शब्द भूल जाती हूँ, व्हेन आई फॉरगेट और व्हेन आई नीड अननेसेसरी स्लोअर, लाइक वर्ड स्लोअर बोलते हैं उसको, नॉन फ्लुएंसेस बोलते हैं. ठीक है. To add my say when I'm thinking, so these are non-fluences. you, बहुत लोग ऐसे बात करते हुए लेकिन पता है क्या हुआ था, लेकिन you heard that दिल जाता है example, all of you I'm sure. लेकिन मैं सुनो तो कब से क्या, right? So that thinking, ऐसे करना बीच में बातों के, उसे कहते हैं नॉन फ्लुएंसेस. they are trying to also convey a meaning. Last in this part is sign language. Sign language is for those who either have audio issue or a visual issue, or both audio and visual. Braille, आप सबको पता है, Braille एक जो बुक होती है जिसमें it's for blind people, which means by the touch of their hands, with the touch of their fingers, they can see कौन सा लेटर लिखा है और क्या मीनिंग बताया गया है. ब्रेल आप ध्यान दोगे तो आपकी पब्लिक बिल्डिंग में जो लिफ्ट का जो बटन होता है, ठीक है, कि ये थर्ड पे जा रहा है, फोर्थ पे जा रहा है, फिफ्थ पे जा रहा है, उसके नीचे एक छोटे डॉट 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 के साइंस होते हैं, ध्यान से देखना, वो ब्रेल होते हैं. इट इज फॉर अ ब्लाइंड पर्सन क्योंकि वो देख नहीं सकता है तो वो छू के बता दे कि वो कहाँ पे क्या है. एंड ऑडियो विजुअल दोनों. एंड ऑडियो में होती है साइन लैंग्वेज. साइन लैंग्वेज इज समथिंग दैट आई प्लान्ड फॉर दिस क्लास. इफ यू फिनिश एंड इफ देयर आर नो डाउट्स इन टाइम, I will be teaching you some of the sign language, जिससे आप you will be able to, maybe you will be able to communicate in a basic ways with the people who are deaf. Okay? Sign language में आपने I'm sure ऐसे बात करते हुए देखा है. Yeah, so something like that. Is that clear? Now, half part of my lesson, today's lesson is over. What I need from you is that if you have not sent me any responses, please send me now in the live event question answer. Guys, what happened? You were so attentive and so responsive in the last class. What happened then? Okay, do you think that you are giving me messages but I am not receiving them? Should I rejoin the chat? Okay, hold on. Let me try rejoining. Our lesson is easy, so we have like a lot of free time today. Okay, it's saying I can't leave like this. Okay, never mind. चलो, next उस पे चलते हैं. Now, what is the flow of communication? Again, 3 types of flows होते हैं. ये सारी मैं headings बता रही हूँ तुम्हारे जो chapter में है, ठीक है? ध्यान से सुन लो. Flow क्या होता है? 3 type के flows होते हैं. Flow means communication कहाँ से कहाँ गया. Where, from where did it start, and from where did it go, like where did it end? That's the flow of the communication. Now, three main flows. One is vertical. ऊपर से नीचे जाएगा, नहीं तो नीचे से ऊपर जाएगा. Upward to downward, downward to upward. One. Second, horizontal. Right to left, left to right. Okay. Third, और horizontal उसको भी कहते हैं same position and same उसमें जब hierarchy नहीं होती involved. Say I am an assistant professor of SOL DU. If I am communicating with another assistant professor SOL DU, then this is a horizontal communication. But if I am speaking to the principal of SOL or like the dean of in charge of SOL, then this is a vertical communication, because there is a hierarchy. I am lower, they are upper, or I am upper, they are lower. Clear? Third is diagonal communication, which means the head of one organization can speak to the downward member of another organization. These are very effective communication. से मुझे जामिया के बारे में कुछ जानना है, मैं प्रोफेसर हूँ डीयू की, ठीक है, मैंने सीधा गई जामिया के किसी स्टूडेंट से बात करी, ठीक है, मेनली तो मुझे टीचर से बात करनी चाहिए, बट आई वेंट एंड आई स्पोक डायरेक्टली टू अ स्टूडेंट. I found out my answer, whatever I wanted to find out. That communication is very, very effective and it breaks the hierarchy. Hierarchy ऐसे जाती, फिर ऐसे जाती, फिर ऐसे जाती, permissions की बाद and all of that. All I did was just hierarchy तोड़ के सीधा सीधा ऐसे बात करती. Say हिस्ट्री डिपार्टमेंट का टीचर इंग्लिश डिपार्टमेंट के स्टूडेंट से बात करेंगे तो वो भी डायगोनल कम्युनिकेशन आएगा. So 3 types of flows: vertical, horizontal and diagonal. Vertical, horizontal, diagonal. ठीक है, याद रखोगे. मैसेज ही नहीं भेज रहे तुम लोग, कैसे बताऊं. चलिए ठीक है. Communication networks 1 2 3 4 and 5. 5 types of communication networks होते हैं. लिख लो A B C D E. Communication networks. Okay, communication networks. One is chain first. 5 points लिखवाया ना, A B C D. A लिखो, chain. Chain क्या होता है? जब communication intermediaries who relay the message at the top उनके थ्रू हो रहा होता है तो उसे chain network कहते हैं. Which means जो members हैं they will be sending, they will be उनको कुछ बताओ and they will be very fast to send the message to the top. Say you share something with your classmate and the classmate relays it to the teacher that ma'am so and so student is saying that they have stolen money, and that's chain communication when it's hierarchy, when it's running towards the top. Okay. Second, Y network. Y में क्या होता है? Say Y ऐसे बनता है, right? So this one point here, another point here, another point यहाँ बीच में, and then this one like here. जो यहाँ पे point होता है बिल्कुल center में, ठीक है, उसे कहते हैं central person. ये central person के लिए सारा Y communication होता है. उसको communication यहाँ से भी मिल रहा होता है, यहाँ से भी मिल रहा होता है, यहाँ से भी मिल रहा होता है. Y communication. चाहे ये वाला मिल दे दे, वो वाला दे दे, ये वाला दे दे, कहीं से भी मिल जाए, जो center है वो important है, उससे कहते हैं Y communication. Wheel. What is wheel communication? When the individual member communicate with the central member separately. चक्री देखी तुमने? एक सेंटर होता है ऐसे 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 सन की तरह डंडी बनी होती है और फिर बाहर से एक और होता है. तो A B C D E F G और बीच में लगा दूं O. So A भी O से इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है, B भी O से इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है, C भी O से इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है. जब सारे लेटर्स O से इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं अलग अलग, उसे कहते हैं wheel communication. Which means again, like you can take an example of this class also. All of you can separately from each other can interact with me. So I'm at the center and you're all around. Am I right? Yeah, wheel. Circular communication. Next. Circular communication क्या होता है? जिसमें imagine करो circle है, अब उसमें A B C D E F G H लगा दो. ध्यान से देखोगे तो B जो है वो सिर्फ A के साइड में है और C के साइड में, एक ऊपर वाला पर्सन एक नीचे वाला पर्सन. उन्हीं से कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहा है। डी से नहीं कर सकता, ई से नहीं कर सकता, ए के पहले जेड हो उल्टा घूम के, उनसे नहीं कर सकता, राइट। सी जो है वो सिर्फ डी से और ई से बात कर रहा है, सो दैट इज ऑल्सो द सेम थिंग। एम आई राइट? आर यू गेटिंग इट? Okay, I didn't find the right link. Yeah, coming to the conversation, I explained to you what is chain communication network, what is Y, what is circular, what is wheel, 4 करिए, 5 is all channel. All channel communication is जिसमें कहीं पे भी कुछ भी communicate हो रहा है, where the point is about only communicating and the matter, it doesn't matter how and where. All members have freedom to communicate with anyone they want to communicate with. इसमें fast communication exchange बहुत होता है. Getting it? Is it clear? Not receiving any messages and okay. Now, informal networks. What is informal network और उनमें communications कैसे होता है? This is the next heading. लिख लो. Again, 4 types of ways of communication in an informal network. One, single strand communication. A talks to B, B talks to C, C talks to D. ऐसे ही चलेगा बस, और कुछ तरीका नहीं है. This is single strand communication. Second, gossip. Gossip means A tells something about everyone they know. B, C, D, E, F, G. उन सब में कोई बात चला दी, कोई rumor बना दी, gossip कर ली, ठीक है? So say if I am a gossip person, I will have the same gossip to share with all my friends, with 10 of my friends. That is gossip, informal communication. Third, probability communication. What is probability communication? मैंने इसको कुछ बताया और मैं randomly कुछ चूज किसी और पर्सन को चूज कर लिया, उसको कुछ और बताया. ओके, वो अब आगे उसने 3 को बताया या इसने 2 को बताया, रैंडम, वेरी प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है उस पर डिपेंड करता है. 4, क्लस्टर. I tell one person, they tell other 3. I tell second person, they tell other 6. Suddenly मेरे 8 people हो गए. That's the cluster. When I'm creating a cluster of information of communication, there is a cluster. हो गई 4 ways of informal communication: single strand, cluster, probability, and fourth, everyone's favorite, gossip. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check why. Hello, Virender sir. Can you please make me online again? Hello, Virender sir. Hello, Virender sir. Please make me online again. Are you here? Okay. Okay, I'm here. I'm not sure about any of you guys, but okay. Let's move forward now. The next heading that I want to read about is barriers. Barriers of communication. इतनी सारी discussion पिछले class से लेकर अभी तक like about like 3 hours we've discussed only about communication. We haven't discussed कि communication रुकता कहाँ पर है या उसको problem कहाँ पे आती है. Okay, that is the barrier of communication. Whatever stops me from communicating correctly, rightly with you is a barrier to the communication. Now, barriers can be of several types. First barrier, दो टाइप्स के बैरियर्स होते हैं मेन, ठीक है. एक होता है चैनल में मीन्स एक्सटर्नल, विच मीन्स मेरी गलती नहीं है और आपकी भी गलती नहीं है, ठीक है. सेकेंड होता है सिम्योटिक. सिम्योटिक मीन्स दैट समथिंग इज रॉन्ग इन माइन एंड योर कम्युनिकेशन पर्सनली per se, and that is going to be the semiotic challenge. Now uh, let's see the first one in depth. First of all, चैनल में क्या होता है, फिजिकल नॉइज हो सकती है. अगर बाहर से बहुत शोर आ रहा है कहीं से, ठीक है, लिखते रहो, कीप राइटिंग दीज पॉइंट्स. आल्सो दे आर लाइक वेरी क्लियरली मेंशन्ड इन योर कोर्स मटेरियल आल्सो. सॉरी, बोल बोल के थक गई. ओके, physical noise. That means अगर बाहर से शोर आ रहा है, that is not letting us talk. That means that you and I were communicating with each other, but it's outside noisy. That's one barrier. Second, inappropriate media, which means that I wanted to talk through WhatsApp, but you were calling, which means or if whatever we wanted to talk, the medium of our communication was not appropriate. So that's another barrier. Two. Third, multiple transferring stations. Say you want to study English AECC Unit 2. But what happened was that there were several teachers teaching you the same thing. There were several English teachers around on the SOL map. Who will you join? What to join? Who is what saying? Who is the correct one? Multiple stations से एक information आ रही है और वो information कहीं ना कहीं lost हो गई, right? That's the multiple station problem, multiple transfer station problem. Fourth, information overload, which means बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ लिया और अब दिमाग में कुछ जा ही नहीं रहा. Which means this is not my fault, not your fault, but the capacity that we as human beings hold in our mind, right? Information overload, right? Fear of superiors, which means that you know something important, but you are not conveying it to your teacher because you feel that मैम को बुरा लग जाएगा या मैम को like she will get offended, or you are scared that she will scold you or something like that. So which is why you are not passing the important information. Now you could pass, but it was an external fear that was planted inside your mind, which is why you are not sharing, right? Fear of superiors. Negative presupposition कहते हैं. Negative presupposition means that मेरे दिमाग में आपके प्रति ऑलरेडी इतनी ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है, इतनी नेगेटिविटी है कि मैं सुन ही नहीं रही. आप बोल रहे हो अच्छे से, मुझसे बात कर रहे हो, यू आर गिविंग मी इंपॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन, but then I am so angry with you that I am not even listening to you, so I don't even care what you're saying. That's negative presupposition. So my internal thinking, I mean, it has affected our relationship of communication so much right now that we cannot even communicate, right? This also happens when you're speaking to one of your enemies and तुम्हें लग रहा होता है कि मुझे इसकी बात समझ ही नहीं आ रही, क्यों नहीं समझ आ रही थी? क्योंकि तुम्हें वो पसंद नहीं है। किसी की बात सुनने के लिए उसको समझना पसंद करना जरूरी होता है, बेसिक लेवल ही सही, राइट? If you have like problem with the other person, you will not understand what they are saying, because your brain starts negating the information that they are saying. Basic example, so many of you, I'm sure, hated maths in school. Okay, you hated the maths teacher also, obviously. मैथ्स हेट करने की वजह से तुमने वो टीचर की बात सुनना ही बंद कर दिया। तो अगर अब वो कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट भी बोल रही थी, यू आर नॉट लिसनिंग, so this is why you constantly suffered, because you hate maths. Your brain catched this thing that you hate maths till the end of your last school day, and you did not understand a single thing your maths teacher said, and you always disliked her also now because of hating maths. This is negative supposition. ठीक है? Communication selectively. Next point of, again, channel barrier. कम्युनिकेशन सेलेक्टिवली क्या होता है? मुझे तुमसे बात करनी है पर मुझे इससे बात नहीं करनी, तो जब वो नहीं होगा तब मैं तुमसे बात करूंगी, ठीक है? या जिस एनवायरनमेंट में वो नहीं होगा तब मैं करूंगी। सेलेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन। लास्ट पॉइंट, पुअर लिसनिंग. It means that I was conveying the subject very, very diligently. I was prim and proper. I was punctual and everything clear and everything. But you have very poor listening skills, right? This is why आप मेरी बात को comprehend नहीं कर पाए. This is poor listening skills. This is a channel barrier. Getting it? Go to your. I will give you 10 minutes. I will give you 10 minutes. Go to your the English, I mean the course material. Revise the barriers of channel. We have not done semantics right now. We have only done the first one, which is channels, several points. Read through them and tell me if there's any problem. Tell me that. I'll wait. Please revise. Please let me know if you have any questions in the question answers. I'll take a quick 5-minute break. Okay, coming back. Okay, now just revising that we all did barriers of channel barrier, right? Now, next thing I want to discuss is semantics, which is also the second kind of barrier, the second heading under the barriers to communication. Semantics क्या होते हैं? Language, ठीक है? It means that बोलने के बीच में all these जो अभी तक हमने barriers study किए वो तो हैं external like where the fault doesn't lie with the communicate between the communicators, but their external environment is problematic. Now we are doing where the internal error lies, right? Semantics, which means the error is within us. Now, first, limited vocabulary. जो मैं बात कहना चाहती हूँ अगर मेरे पास उसके करेक्ट शब्द ही नहीं है, करेक्ट वर्ड्स ही नहीं है, एप्ट vocabulary ही नहीं है, then how will I convey the meanings, right? Sometimes you think that you want to say convey something, but you're lacking words. Like you want to say something, but then it's lacking in your words, in your vocabulary, the complex meaning that you're trying to convey. So you look at the songs and the poems and everything that they share the same thought that as you do. And that's how you forward that to the person that sometimes they're trying to say something, but you do not have the same meaning. So you forward a meme or something like that, like an internet joke or something like that. Second, incompatibility between verbal and non-verbal. ये क्या होता है? It means that in non-verbal communication हमने सारा किया, appearance and the eye contact and the facial expression and everything and the posture. Now all of this is conveying one meaning, but my words are conveying different meaning, which means a very complex communication is having. So what will happen in that case? In that case, this will become, जहाँ पे वो tip होती है, it will become a barrier to the communication. It means that there is no way the right kind of meaning can be conveyed because there was no congruency between the non-verbal communication and verbal communication. Getting it? Okay. Varied perception, third point. What is varied perception? Which means that I am trying to convey you something, but your perception or the location where you're coming from is so very varied, it's so vast and it's so different from mine that even though you are hearing me, you're not understanding the context that I'm trying to build. You're not trying to understand the meaning that I'm trying to convey. This kind of barrier is called varied perceptions. Fourth, wrong assumptions and inferences. अगर सेम थिंग जो पहले भी डिस्कस किया था, अगर इफ आई हैव बिल्ड अ रॉन्ग कंक्लूजन अबाउट यू, I will not understand what you're saying. I will not believe it. I will believe only what my mind says. And that is very wrong also sometimes. Sometimes we think something about the person and then we let that judgment rule us in a way where they're trying to tell that, this is going to be a problematic issue. Getting it? Blocked categorical thinking, which means very similar to this. अगर मेरी thinking किसी subject में blocked है, which means out of through whatever you do, this is not my type or this is not my thing or whatever, you cannot build a communication in that sense. Say, I'll give you an example. I like indie music. I don't like jazz music. I don't like metal music. Okay. And if I meet a jazz fan or a metal fan or something, somebody who loves that music, they will tell what a beautiful music it is and everything, and how beautiful it is, how wonderful it is, and how enthusiastic they are. For me, this is noise. So मैं समझूंगी ही नहीं ना. Even though we both speak the same language, even though we both went to the same school, I cannot understand what they're trying to say through this music because for me, I don't like jazz. सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल, अगर मैं वेजिटेरियन हूँ और मेरे सामने वाला पर्सन चिकन खाता है, मुझे जितना मर्जी बता दे कि चिकन में स्वर्ग है, टंगड़ी कबाब में स्वर्ग है, वॉट एवर, जो मर्जी वो एग्जाम्पल दे दे, आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू रिलेट विद इट बिकॉज आई एम वेजिटेरियन. ना मैंने कभी खाया, ना मैं कभी खाऊंगी, राइट? Somewhere your medium of communication is incongruent and it means that there is a blockage of understanding somewhere, right? which is why the right meaning is not getting across. The dish can be beautifully cooked, very wonderfully cooked. It can be the tastiest dish in the world. But if it is not a vegetarian dish, it is useless to me, right? Somebody spent 30 hours, cooking that dish and everything. And if I don't like that, then it's pointless. So that's about the blocks. That's about how the mental blocks changes the form of the communication. So last point, emotional, psychological, unsettled state, which means the same thing but in the mind of the communicator. If अगर मैं आपको कुछ आपकी लाइफ के बारे में चीज समझा रही हूँ और अगर आपकी मनोदशा, if your like psychology is not ready to adapt that knowledge that I'm trying to give you through this lecture, then you will not understand it, then you will not take it. There is no way in the world that where I can give you a knowledge that you are not ready for. This is very popular these days, the principle of manifestation. I'll give you a bright example. You have to be ready to make some changes in your life. Either it's career or it's relationship or it's family or it's money related or whatever. If you are not mentally ready, there is nothing in the world that can change your life. If you are sick and tired of your life, giving only basic examples, if you're basically sick and tired of your life, you will need the courage to change it, because unless and until you do, there is no way that any of this is ever going to work. Nothing is ever going to work unless you are ready to accept those changes. So you have to remove this barrier from within yourself, which is your emotional, psychological, unsettled state, right? Where you have to settle down with the point, and that's how it's going to work. Now, last 3 headings रह गई हैं, जल्दी जल्दी सुन लो. कुछ नहीं है, very easy. There is hardly anything. Strategies for communication. 1, you identify the issue. कि issue कहाँ पर है, barrier कहाँ पर है. उसके बाद then you find the cause of that barrier, cause of the what is the problem. Then you work on the alternative solutions कि क्या क्या और किया जा सकता है. उसके बाद आप उन alternative solutions में से एक pick कर लो और उसके बाद आप उसको follow up rigorously करो. This is the only strategy that works in terms of communication. Okay. Last, 7 C's of communication. Very easy. Again, you have done the definitions in a previous chapter. There is no way that you don't understand this. Completeness. Message complete होना बहुत जरूरी है. First. Conciseness. Concise means सिर्फ message complete करो, इधर उधर की बातें नहीं करो. Right? Consideration. Consider who you are talking to, in how much time you have, all the environments and what will happen. Consideration. 3. Clarity. Clarity of thought is very important. If I am speaking to you, if I am giving a lecture about communication, if I am not clear enough in my thoughts, then you will not understand it. Then that will affect you also, right? Yeah. Concreteness means the communication, the message needs to be drid. It means it needs to be rock solid. Only those. Our minds do not like confusions. We don't take confusions. We want concreteness. We want the truth, and we want what is absolutely okay. Because life में वैसी बहुत confusions होती हैं, right? So wherever is confusion, your mind will block out. So you need concreteness. जहाँ पे concreteness दिखाई देगी, your mind will adapt that message, right? Courtesy, which means that I need to respect you and you need to respect me in any communication. Otherwise, there will be no communication. Correctness means the rightness की message कितना correct है. कुछ गलत information नहीं दे दूं, कोई गलत message नहीं दे दूं. Correct होना बहुत जरूरी है. 7 C's of communication. Am I clear? We were 33 people, now we are 17, so I'm assuming you all want to leave very quickly. I'm on the last subject only. I will very quickly just revise. Listening. What is listening? Listening is something that we have done last class also. 4 types of listening are there. 1, 2, 3, 4 लिख लो. First, evaluative, which means where I'm listening to you to give you the right answer, to evaluate ki where is the problem, to correct you. Okay, like a teacher and a student in communication. Second, discrimination. इसकी बात सुनूंगी, इसकी नहीं सुनूंगी. Discriminatory listening, which means that my brain blocks out what my brother is saying, but my brain listens to what my father is saying, right? Third, appreciative, that to listen to somebody to hanji 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 jo hum karte hain, that is appreciative listening, to appreciate somebody, that we try to show the interest ki okay okay sahi keh rahe hain. Last, empathetic listening. Empathetic listening is when we listen to understand something. Somebody is sharing some problem and I am not giving an answer. I am not appreciating क्योंकि कुछ बुरा हुआ है, right? सामने हाँ okay okay ऐसा नहीं करना. Empathetic listening is trying to listen and feeling sorry for the person, trying to feel their trouble, trying to feel their problem. Okay, done. Our second chapter is over. All of this was there. I am online here right now. If you have any doubts, any questions for me, let me know. I will be clarifying them. Otherwise, your 2 chapters are complete. All the best. Let me know what you need. Guys, I don't know what happened today, but I've not received any single comments in the question answer, in the chats. So if you send me a message, send me again, because I've not received anything. And if you want to leave, you can leave. Because my class is done. So I'm just waiting for the doubts. If any of you have any doubts. If you don't have doubts, we can close it. Oh my God, I received 73 messages just now. I hate this internet so much. Okay. Okay, starting from the top. Let's see if I can just like manage. Okay, Vidhi, if you are still here, I just want to quickly answer your question. Fear of technology and communication. Fear of technology is like when you're fearing the technology that, okay, you know, it can send out a wrong message, I don't know how to use it, or I don't know what will happen and everything. That is fear of technology. Communication is a different way. Communication, it doesn't necessarily depend on the technology, but it's there through technology. Then a lot of good mornings and yes, ma'am. Personal and interpersonal relationships are same. Yes, that's right. So you guys were messaging. Okay, I'm so relieved. Yes, mass communication involve media. That is your newspapers, your radio channels, your internet and everything. Okay, anonymous. So many times they have messaged, and so many times you guys were telling me that, ma'am, your messages are we are getting. Oh my God, I've just received these messages. I don't know what is this glitch. I'm so sorry. Thank God you guys were responding and studying and reading also. Yes, I know this job topic is left. Charles Hockett. Right now we have 12 students. I will do it next class, the first thing. And my apologies for this, like, I mean, this technological glitch. Barrier to communication. This is a right example that because we couldn't communicate, so the barrier to communication. This is in front of us. I'm so sorry, guys, but yeah, let's pick that next class. Don't worry, we are already very ahead of our syllabus, so there's not much else that we have to do. And yeah, let's do it next time. Okay. Thank you so much. I received these replies very late, but let's meet tomorrow, same time, 2 o'clock. Okay. Okay, bye guys. See you.